be able to add staffing yet in other core areas that meet core value needs that we have in our organization. Long way around your question. Sorry. Did I tell you I was Irish? Tim? Yes. Right now, I think we call it our not our participation rate, capture rate. Thank you. We call it our capture rate. Of all those students graduating from area high schools, what percentage of those students are going on to college? Right now, I think overall the average for Jackson County is 34%. We've been continuing to move up higher. I don't know the percentage off the top of my head with regard to returning workers or displaced workers, but that is one of the measures that we use for determining institutional growth by our relevance as measured by the number of college going or college eligible going students graduating from high school, and what we capture for them. What is our market share, perhaps using more marketing parlance? What is our market share of those students coming to JCC? And those numbers have continued to trend upward. We also measure success by billing contact hours, and we have some other ratios and calculus items that we use to help guide our institution on how we're doing overall, but those continue to show that we're making the right decisions. In some cases, it's because of unemployment. There are individuals, I would be hard-pressed to give you a number on that, Tim, but there are individuals who are making the choice to come to JCC because we are now, in the minds of our community, more and more relevant. We are a quality institution. We have a really strong reputation right now. Board pass rates and other pass rates for like our automotive program, other accreditation approvals that we get for different programs we have on campus continue to reinforce the high level of quality. So people say, gosh, you can go to JCC for about $3,000. And oh, by the way, there's a legacy program, and gosh, that really reduces the overall cost for you to attend locally. And these students are transferring, they're not having loss of credit, and they're doing very, very well. So I think it's a lot of things. I think it's the unemployment. I think it is a loss to colleges and universities. If the discussion about the loss of the Michigan tuition grant happens, as they put the state budget together, we will have more students coming from institutions that are private, individuals who normally would go to like a Baker College or a Siena Heights and come to us because for our local institutions, that'd be about $3 million a piece. So that's huge. That would have a significant impact on tuition and the level of support that they would be able to provide. Obviously, we don't wish any ill on these institutions, but I'm acknowledging the fact that we are seeing a migration of individuals who might choose to go elsewhere come to JCC. And again, I think a lot of that's relevance, but also economic affordability issues. Yep, right. Mark? Well, Mark, that's a good question. As part of the contract negotiations, we have put together a formula, and it's I think we have the contract on the web. It actually outlines if state aid is going to be at this level, and billing contact hours at this level, you actually go down kind of a lane and line calculus, and you come to a box that says how many full-time faculty we have at JCC. If we do not have any cuts at our current billing contact hour level with no cuts going into next year, the data suggests that we would have to have between 98 and 99 full-time faculty. We currently have on the budget, I believe, 95, 96 times, somewhere in that ballpark. No, but we would be looking at adding somewhere in the range of 4 or 5 additional FTE faculty. Yeah, how are those faculty positions determine where they go? Actually, all the department chairs are consulted. The deans will talk with, I think there's a dean's meeting later this week. They will be talking with the department chairs about what their priorities are. Those will be moved up to me. I'll consider those along with other institutional needs that we might have, and then make a determination, and then contact the deans and say this is where we're going to put those positions, and then post them and try to get those filled as soon as we can. But all all department chairs will have an opportunity to recommend where those positions might go. Mm-hmm. Other questions? Mm-hmm. There's a big question is about, is there a new department in the works? We are having some early conversations about the impact of developmental education. The truth of the matter, as I mentioned previously, is that we have so many students who are needing help with developmental education. One idea that we have talked about is, does it make sense to have a department focused specifically on developmental education that would be localized around individuals who need help with lots of support. So bringing together math, reading, and writing, and all together, you know that about 71% are going to have some challenge with math. Then you've got another, I don't know, 42% or so that have a reading challenge, and about another 24% that have a writing challenge. They tend to be more difficult in terms of persistence and success for the fact that any student who has more than one DE, their likelihood of overall success is reduced significantly as you add more. So a person who has 3 DEs doesn't have much of success probability for continuing at JCC. So we've talked about taking our learnings from Achieving the Dream. We've done a lot of research about that, and quite a few schools have talked about and actually have in place some kind of developmental education department. So we're having conversation about that, contemplating what that would look like, what the staffing would have to be, how would that work along with the Center for Student Success, how does that work with other services that might be needed, how do we look at that from a curricular point of view. So yes, the quick answer is that there's discussion around that. What that finishes out to be is going to be a function of budget and priority for our institution when the time comes. Other questions? I can wait you out. Okay. Beach balls on this side. Any questions? All right. Is this a helpful exercise for you? Is this a useful use of your time? Okay. Well, I hope that as we have these in the future, if you want to talk with your colleagues and let them know it's an opportunity to not only get some media information, but also to ask questions. We'll try to address them as best we can and encourage your friends and colleagues to come next time. So thanks for your time today. I appreciate the questions. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yep.